What is going on, guys? It is Snorlaxus here, and I'm here bringing you what's going to be a couple battles here, so I'm just going to be going through them really quick just to keep things fairly quick. I did explain in the other video to be going up around the same time as this. I'm uploading, so these are weeks 2 through 4, and I'm also going to be uploading week 5, which was a live battle again, to try and get things back on schedule. So I explained in the other video in the week 5 battle, but I've been very busy with I've been working overtime at work and finals are coming up in school and all that stuff, the drill. I'm sure a lot of you guys are dealing with the same stuff. So I just got behind in recording and stuff, just was too busy, just wasn't a priority of mine. Obviously this is kind of a fun thing on the side for just my own purpose, and then obviously anyone else that happens to enjoy it. So yeah, I'm gonna just run through weeks 2 through 4 really quick here. So another thing I did mention in the other video too is so these ones are all going to be with the original team. Week 5 will be with the new team. So weeks 5, 6, 7, and 8 will have the second draft as we're doing APA style. So we're doing 3 drafts every 4 weeks there. So yeah, it's going to be interesting here. So I won't spoil what happens with that other battle just happened. So like I said, we'll run through these real quick. So this one here is our week 2 battle up against Kami's Guide. I'll just go ahead and get into it here. And so I won't be stopping at all. I'm just, like I said, since there's 3 of them, I'm just going to kind of rush through them here. So as you can see, I brought my Mamoswine, my Raichu, Mega Pidgeot, Salazzle, Conkeldurr, and Mew. Kami brought his Ferrothorn, Goodra, Galvantula, Mega Medicham, Incineroar, and Nihilego. So I'm just gonna, like I said, just gonna be commenting a little bit over these and talk about kind of what I'm gonna be doing going forward here. So with finals being next week, I am planning to get back to recording a little more and hopefully getting live uploads for every battle left for Psbc, and if not live, for sure I'll be having at least like every week I'll have an upload for it, as well as I want to try and get into a couple other games as well, as if I can, like potentially upload some Shell Shocked or some Town of Salem or something like that. And if any of you guys are interested in that too, let me know what games you might like to see, and then too, if there's any of them you guys want to play with me, I'd be happy to play along here. So this is kind of a turn right here that's a little pivotal, so I'll talk about that real quick. So he gets up his stick webs, obviously, which for whatever reason, my Mega Pidgeot was missing a move, which I had. So like it has Hurricane, I believe it has Hidden Power Ground for this Nihilego here, and then I can't remember what my other move was. It potentially was U-turn or Roost. I can't remember. I guess it was a couple weeks ago now, but essentially it was really bad for me because that 4th move slot, which was just empty, was supposed to be defog because I did see he had webs, and obviously with Ferrothorn he had potential for spikes and rocks, and my team does not like either rocks or webs very much, especially when he has something like a Mega Medicham. So he got to the point where right now, like just kind of point in the battles when I realized, oh crap, like I don't have defog on my Mega Pidgeot. My Mew was a little more offensive, so I didn't have a solid answer there at all. So at this point, it's just like a matter of I was just trying to get as close as possible, save some differential. Spoiler, I do lose, so he does end up killing me with the Psychic there and getting that special attack up. I come into my Pidgeot, which is obviously my one thing not affected by webs, but he just has this thick Goodra here that takes 0 from anything I can possibly do, so he just goes for Ice Beam there. I do believe my last move was Roost, but I decided it's just not even worth trying to wait out Confusions, which it just wasn't fair to him. Plus, he could have just come in and Okome me with that Nihilego after because he was Scarf. So, yeah, I did forget the defog. It sucked, but it ended up only being a 3-0. It could have been a lot worse. And if you've seen my week 1 video, I did win my week 1. So now at this point, I am 1-1 with like a -2 differential. I think I won 1-0 my first week or something like that. So that wasn't the way I wanted to start the season with a couple wins, but obviously it is what it is. So I made some mistakes in the actual game, and obviously in prep I didn't check it clear enough and didn't have a move. So that was week 2 match there versus Kami's Guide. Good game to him. Move on right here to week 3 versus our good pal I am Wombo. He is a great friend of mine. I've known him for quite a while now. We enjoy our little rivalry we have. We have done a lot of battles, gone back and forth on a lot of them. So we have fun, and it was great for me to play him early on in the season, where we both just have a chance to try and show off what we got here. So I bring my Conkeldurr, Mew, Big Pidgeot, Snorlax, Salazzle, and I also brought my Scavalier this time. And he brings his really crazy nice Togekiss Scissor Core there. well as he has Arcanine, he has Zeraora, which is kind of hidden behind the big old Seismitoad there, as well as Arachnid. So very threatening team. I know I had a hard time prepping for this one when I was doing it, and obviously, like I said, like during this entire time I was really busy with school too, so my prepping time was limited. So I brought what I thought would work out best here. I will hop right into this one here. I'm also going to switch sides so I'm on the right side here. So he leads off that Zeraora as I lead off with my Salazzle. He goes right for that Plasma Fist. I'm just Sash lead. The idea was pretty much I had a move that could do a decent chunk to anything he had if he led off with it. But Zeraora was like honestly like the one thing I really did not want him to lead off with because it would end up Chukoing me, and it was the only thing I was seeing outsped me too, so I wouldn't have a chance to get it off against him. Don't really ever switch into Zeraora my team. I really needed that Scavalier healthy later on for different things, so I didn't want to bring in right away to take a bunch of damage. So he does end up going into his Seismitoad here as I would start cursing up with my Snorlax. I do have Facade, which you'll see here in just a second. He knocks off my Figgy Bear, which kind of sucked because I can't do the whole Curse Recycle thing, which I was on a timer anyway with the Toxic. But he'll go into his Arcanine here. Just take the damage. I go for the Facade again. Just doing over half to this Togekiss. This thing was very defensive, if you couldn't tell too, from the damage it took from my pretty much max offensive Conkeldurr. He did very little damage to me, or I did very little to him. So I do get a good chunk off there as I died to the Toxic. So this thing was a pain in my butt. Just did not know what to do to kill it here. So I do go to my Mega Pidgeot to scout the Hurricane. Finally get rid of it, which is nice. I think he kind of realized that with a Scavalier in the back too, like he would have a hard time getting rid of it if I was Akaberry or anything of such. So he like here too, I was fairly like I had a good chunk as like max HP, and I had a good chunk of defense, and he two goes that thing too. Like my team just does not handle Zeraora very well at all, as he ends up going into Charlotte here to take the hit. I go for the knockoff, and the roll was I believe we talked about after, it was decently in my favor to kill there, so it was really unfortunate because it did kind of wreck my only shot I had left. Because if I had killed there, I wouldn't have taken all that damage, and then he would have been forced to go into something to do the hits. If he would have come into this thing, I would have gone right out into Mew here, which I do anyway, which you'll see here too. This is my one other mistake here in a second. Or if he like had gone into Zeraora, potentially I would have probably gone into this thing too. Like I think regardless, I would have kept my Conkeldurr healthy to get rid of that attack drop. If he went Arcanine, like the plan was Conkeldurr decently handled the rest of his team there. But he ends up being that. So I tried to set up a Calm Mind to get some damage off too, but he ends up being Scarf Arcanine, so he ends up having enough oomph enough to take out pretty much the rest of my team here, as he does outspeed me here. Doesn't quite kill, but I knew between this and then the fact that there are outspeeds and Scissor can bullet punch me, game is over at that point anyway. So we lose again 2-0 there. So at this point we're 1-2, negative roughly 4 or 5 or whatever. Like I said, it was a good match against Wombo. We always have a lot of fun with those. So I believe I won the last 2 times we played for Psbc, once in regular season, once in playoffs, I think, or the last 2 regular season meetings. I can't remember. So I know he was pretty happy to beat me there. So I'll have to come after him if I make playoffs in this one. I'll have to come after him in playoffs. Otherwise, next season. Otherwise, we do other leagues the year too. So I'll get him next time. Good job, Wombo. And then finally here we have Matt, who's one of the other owners. So that's the other thing I forgot to mention. Wombo's one of the owners along with Matt. So we got Matt here, or Yegs, and he's got a very, very threatening team as well here. He's got that Mega Mawile, which honestly, what switches into a Mega Mawile? He's got Zapdos, which is maybe one of the things that does switch into Mega Mawile, which he has. You got Latios, you've got Mienshao, Suicune, and you've got a nice Alolan Marowak there. I bring my Mega Pidgeot, Mew, Salazzle, Snorlax, Mamoswine, Conkeldurr. It's a very basic team. Was not like I had a couple kind of big snipes on me in my first draft. I think I talked about a couple of them maybe in the draft recap or something. I was a fan of the team just because it has a lot of things I'm very comfortable using. Like I'm very comfortable using Conkeldurr, very comfortable with Mega Pidgeot, Mew I love Salazzle, Snorlax. Mamoswine I'm okay with, and I mean overall this is a great mon. But I didn't really have the chemistry or the walls or the good cores that I wanted going in, so this was kind of a interesting team to deal with there. As like I said, I'm 1-2, and we'll see what goes on with this battle here. But I think I'm more of a fan of my second draft, which I'll go over in a little more detail here maybe in a second if I feel like I have time here. So I lead Salazzle again here as he goes right with that Zapdos as he gets into this nice little Marowak, which is honestly just a huge problem for my team in the sense that like hits extremely hard. As you can see, he's Flare Blitzes away my Mega Pidgeot, which I figured, honestly, with the team that he brought, Mega Pidgeot is worth going down just to get that extra damage offset. Stuff like Salazzle can sweep up later, because Salazzle, honestly, is one of my few things that outspeeds both the Laios and the Mienshao. He, obviously, if I have a decent amount of health, I can live a Sucker Punch from Mega Mawile and take it out with Flamethrower. So it's very important to me that I keep the Mega Mawile kind of out of my system there. So here, my idea too, again, with Mamoswine is I'm just trying to get as much damage off on these walls of his as possible. I'm just trying to kill the Zapdos and kill the Suicune as quickly as I can, just get this stuff off here. So we do see that Mienshao comes in, I just come in with the Salazzle, sweep it up there. He goes back into this thing. Again, like I said, I don't really have anything great to take a hit from it, but I just need it gone so that Salazzle has a better chance, because I think Salazzle at this point is my best chance to take out both the Laios and the Mega Mawile. As, yep, here comes back in that boy here, just takes him out of discharge. At this point, I know he's too high for my Salazzle to handle him by himself, so I'm just going to go into that Snorlax. He does get a crit there. Really, all in all, I don't think it matters that much. I get a curse off as he goes for the U-turn right away. And he goes into Jet Blue here as I go for a second curse. And this is where things get interesting. So he was Scarf Laios, but he tricks me into the Scarf with my Facade. As he gets my Figure Berry, gets back up, it gets confused from the Figure Berry. He just stays in as I kill him with the Facade. But because I am locked into that Facade, the unfortunate thing is obviously I have to switch out and lose all my boosts, or I have to stay in, just kind of accept my fate there, which I figure that Snorlax has a decent chance to do some good work still. So I'm gonna save it for at the end here, as he just goes for discharge there, showing he outspeeds my Mew because I was not full speed, I had a little speed. And here again, though, my issue is I have Fire Punch, I believe, or actually might I have Earthquake? I think I had Earthquake. And I had Facade. So my issue then becomes I can only hit one of his two, obviously, because Facade really does not hit Mega Mawile. Earthquake really doesn't hit the Zapdos, obviously. So I had my choice here. I ended up going for the Facade, just because I guess that's the only thing that can technically do damage to both. As he doesn't get a pair there, lets me take him out, but it's not going to matter here. He can kill me off anyway with this thing. One thing I thought was interesting is that he knows that I had to go for a Facade, or I hadn't revealed what my other attack was yet, so he didn't know what it was, I suppose. But I thought it was interesting that he roosted, because knowing his team, I think it was at least fairly obvious from my perspective that I had Earthquake. So if, let's just say, I got for Earthquake there, predicting his roost, maybe he thought too I could have maybe outsped him because of the Scarf. I don't know what he was thinking exactly. I didn't really talk to him. I was going to ask him, but I forgot. If like I got in a crit, because I did have a good amount of attack, so I don't think just based on his spread, I think he was fairly defensive, so he wouldn't have died regardless if I went for the Earthquake. But it would at least given me a shot. So I don't know why he went for Roost. If he had just discharged there and then come with Mega Mawile, he would have for sure had to win. He kind of risked it a little bit there going for Roost, in my opinion, but regardless, it doesn't matter. He won 1-0. So we do start the season 1-3 there, like -5, 6 or something in there. So a little disappointing, but like I said, my draft just didn't come together quite the way I wanted it, which is why I'm kind of happy we were doing APA, so I got to redraft here. So yeah, we got 1-3 there. And if you want to see what happens in my week 5 with our new draft, you can go right ahead and hop onto that video. I'll probably upload it literally, like I'm gonna try and upload this and that back to back just to get everything up and running here. But I will show you guys. So obviously, last little look here at my draft from before. So I got the Mew, Conkeldurr, Salazzle, Snorlax, Tyrantrum, Raichu, Mega Pidgeot, Tapu Bulu, which actually never ended up coming into a game, sadly enough, Mamoswine, Scavalier, and Blastoise. Moving on to Draft 2 here. So with Draft 2, I did preview it shortly in my other video, but I'm going to talk about it just since this one is a lot shorter than the other video was. I'll just talk about it briefly here. So again, we have the Latios, Gliscor, Jolteon, Darmanitan, Toxicroak, Licky, Mega Mawile, which we just faced, Weavile, Melodic, Gourgeist, and Oricorio. So going in, I really didn't know what to draft. I got kind of a low draft spot in this one, so it was kind of unfortunate because like stuff that I really wanted to try out, like Tapu Koko or Celesteela, which I haven't used in a long time, were already gone by the time it got around to me, which I knew they would be. But the one thing that kind of shocked me was still around was the Mega Mawile, which I've used once before. It wasn't on a draft I constructed. It was in a league that I had joined late because I wanted to join the next season, but so I was filled in for a guy I had dropped for the last like 3 weeks or so of the season just to get to know the people and finish out the season for them so I didn't have to give up forfeits and stuff. And so it wasn't a very well built team either, so that didn't really help anything. But I didn't really like Mega Mawile that much when I used it there. But I saw Mega Mawile drop to like pick 10 or 11 or whatever I had, and I just really couldn't see a good reason to pass it up. It hits like a truck. There's really very few true switch-ins to it. So I thought, you know what, I'll give it a second chance here. This time I actually have my own full draft, so I can go ahead and just rock out with that there. So I decided to go with that there. So I did pick up the Mega Mawile, and then directly back on the wheel there, like so, just a couple picks later, I decided that it would be really helpful to pair that thing up with just a powerful dragon right away, get a core going. So I just picked out Latios because it was one of the better dragons still around. I've used Latios plenty of times. Very versatile, lots of different attacks. You can run support. You can run physical if you really want to. So I was pretty excited with that. And then just from there, you can kind of see how things went together. I picked out Gliscor just to give Mega Mawile another ground immunity there. After that, I knew that I had to pick up some sort of ice resistance there, knowing that I had Latios and Gliscor. But by the time it got around to me in round 4, or what was it? Yeah, round 4 it would have been. Weavile was still there on the board, and I really couldn't believe it because Weavile usually goes within the first 2, if not for sure, 3 rounds, just because it's a very, very good pick. So I was a little shocked. And so yeah, so I decided I'm just gonna pick up Weavile here, spend my free points on that. So I have the whole Mega Mawile Weavile thing. Just 2 very hard hitting physical bonds, but very different, obviously, with Weavile being extremely fast and Mawile being very slow. So in the following turn, I ended up deciding to address that ice weakness there, picking up the Milotic, something that's kind of a staple in a lot of my drafts. It's probably one of my favorite grass types, if not, or water types, if not my favorite water type in draft format. I like its tiering. I like its versatility. I love its all the different abilities it gets. It's just way too good to pass up again for me. So I decided to just go ahead there and pick that up. Sorry for the yawn there. Like I said, it's pretty late and I've had a busy week. But yeah, going after there, then I decided to finish out my course. One my fast electric type, picked up Jolteon, picked up Darmanitan and Gorgeist to finish off that Firewire Grass core. Wanted that bulky water or bulky normal type, picked up Licky Licky for the wish support, heal bill, knockoff, all that good stuff. And at that point, I had 2 slots left. I had my tier 4 slot left still open, and then I had tier 5 free pick left. So I went ahead and I grabbed Toxicroak in tier 4 because the one thing I really wanted on the team that I hadn't gotten yet was a fighting type, but I also didn't have a poison type. Saw that was available. I'm like, hey, it fits both. I need something to kill fairies. I need something to help me with dark types, normal types, that type of stuff. Toxicroak was very interesting. I think it's really underrated, but it's also not super easy to use. It has kind of a weak speed tier, but it does have a good setup on both physical and special sides. It has good move pool. I've used it before and gotten a couple kills of it, so I'm like, hey, I'll give it a try again. And then finally, just kind of wrap things up. There's really nothing left on my team, like no specific role or typing that I really wanted to fill. I had removal, both Gliscor and Latios. I was looking for a spinner, but there's really no spinner that really fit my team that I wanted to use. The one thing I potentially looked at was like getting like Avalugg or something, but with Weavile already, I didn't really feel like it was necessary to double up on the ice type, and then I felt like the spin wasn't worth it, along with like a couple other ground types like Sand Slash and stuff like that that just didn't really seem to fit my team style. So I decided to go for Oricorio. I have a pal, Kirby, which I don't know if he's watching this video. He watches some videos of guys and leagues of him, so maybe he'll watch this one. So if he does, shout out to you, Kirby, for inspiring the pick. But he's kind of a staple Oricorio user. He drafts it on like every league, and he doesn't even draft. Like I got last pick, obviously. He drafts it early in some drafts, even just to get his hands on it. It's like his favorite thing ever, I swear. But it's not a bad mon. It has decent bulk, good setup. It has a kind of a very unique fun ability in Dancer. Like you can switch in obviously on something that's like Quiver Dancing or something like that and steal the boost from it. Obviously, it gets the boost as well, but I figure it's nice to have one more defog option if I needed it. It obviously has a couple different typings that I have access to, as I have access to all of them. So I have access to the fire, electric, ghost, and I believe the other one is psychic, or is there only three? I guess actually I don't know. I don't use Oracle enough to know, but if I decide I might as well decide give it a try there. Yeah, can't really go wrong with it as the last pick when, like I said, there really wasn't anything else I really wanted for the team. So that's going to be that going in there. This is a team that will be in the week 5 AO, so like I said, I'll try to get these uploaded around the same time. Probably this one, if I can, before the other one, just for the sake of. Obviously, this is all happening before the week 5 AO, but I did upload the week 5 AO just a little bit ago before this. So we'll see what ends up happening there. But yeah, I look forward to the next 4 battles here. And like I said, I'll be uploading hopefully weekly now again, if not multiple times a week, depending on what else I get going as far as another league to upload or other games. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed these quick little recap there, even if I did lose all 3 of the ones I showed. And yeah, I hope to see you guys all soon. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see y'all soon.